Yeah. How y'all doing? We are back again. Sorry about yesterday. Long story short,
That was easy.
my terrible. So I apologize for yesterday. And then I tried to let it charge, but it was taking a little bit too long. And I hope y'all can hear me out there in the world. Um, but let y'all know, y'all already know where y'all at. Gates Open Media. Y'all come check your boy out once again. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, I'm gonna try to sign in right quick so I can, what I'm saying, get some of y'all questions. But anyway, we'll be right back um with that. But we just gonna go over what we're gonna go over today. Also, Sit in Politics, y'all make sure y'all check them out. Hot topics over there all the time, blazing. Um, hit the boy at your cash app. You know what I'm saying? The D-Minds music, that's why our music is sponsored by. So so the topics today, stop calling Chris Paul the point guard. Definitely not doing that anymore. Y'all can cancel that. Please. I mean, he's a great player, but why do we call him that? Y'all didn't call John Stockton that. Stop it. Warriors, can they slow down Luka? Right now, Luka's balling, and Giannis is out of the finals or out of the playoffs. So we're gonna talk about that. Do the Heat have enough offense to beat the Celtics? We're gonna get on into that a little bit. And Patrick Beverley right now is off the chain. He's off the chain. And we're gonna be right back right after this. Welcome to Gates Open Media. Once again on all streaming platforms. Y'all make sure y'all check out my boy D-Minds music on all streaming platforms. We used to play, a lot of his music here at the beginning. Now I got to kind of push it to the end, or maybe even put it in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all a little 15-second sample in the middle. You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all make sure y'all check that out. And this is us. Y'all check us out on YouTube. But anyway, as we jump on into this thing, stop calling Chris Paul the point guard. That's one word I don't use lightly, the word God. So I never call him that anyway. Another word is king. That's another word I don't use lightly. Only king and God that I refer to is the one and only, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So with that being said, don't stop doing that. But anyway, we're gonna jump on into it. Chris Paul. I used to like Chris Paul. The thing about Chris Paul that I don't like is I believe he's a kind of a dirty player. Flops a lot. All that good stuff. But I don't know what it is. Honestly, I really don't know what it is. But he does flop a lot. And I used to like him. I wanted him to join up with Kobe, but obviously that didn't happen. The NBA blocked that. They probably would have won the championship, but he five. I think the stat is what, 5. He blew 5 2-0 leads. I ain't gonna say him because it was a team factor. He gets hurt. Sometimes he can't help you if you get hurt, but he gets hurt right there at the in the finals all the time or deep into the playoffs. And he's blown 3-1 leads. 2-0 leads. Matter of fact, this series here, he did it again. And he's a cocky little guy, which is fine. I don't mind that in sports because I believe if somebody's doing something to you, you got to stop them. That's up to you to stop them. So, he went and talked that noise about Luka in the beginning, talking about Luka's not that dude. Well, I guess Luka proved him wrong. Chris Paul was talking, I think game 1 or 2, he ain't that dude. Chris Paul had a great game. And he's not that dude talking about Luka, but Luka came out and gave him the business. You know what I'm saying? And I believe Luka last year, I mean, I want the Warriors to win it all. Don't get me wrong, but last year it was Giannis. This year maybe Luka, and that's why I say the league is going towards that. Going more towards a foreign league. They want the foreign player to be the face of the league. It was LeBron, or kind of still is LeBron, but I think we're in that transition stage where it's not going to be an American-born player. I think it's going to be a foreign player. We'll see. Luka's left. Giannis got his last year without a super team, and if Luka get one this year without a super team, that's going to push that narrative of we don't need a super team, this, that, and the other. But last year a lot of players was hurt, and I believe that's why Giannis won one. Not trying to take nothing from him, but they won it. Not that doesn't happen, in other NBA years. But I think last year was it was a little bit more than normal. And then this year, Luka's just he killing them out there, And even when Kawhi was gone, he couldn't stop him. So I don't know how the Warriors is going to stop him, and that may be fine. They just got to focus on stopping the rest of the team. But Chris Paul being this so-called point guard, we might as well cancel that. I never seen it that way anyway. I thought he was, he's obviously one of the greats, one of the great point guards of all time. But why we didn't call Magic a point guard? Why we didn't call John Stockton a point guard? Why we didn't call Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and all these players like that? And then he's probably what you got out of the best point guards of all time. You got Magic, you got Curry, you got Isaiah Thomas, you got what else we got out there? John Stockton, we got what's his name? Man, Jason Kidd. And in my opinion, I think those are probably, you got Oscar Robertson. I didn't get to see Oscar play, so I'm kind of leaving him out of this debate. But so even if you put Oscar in there, that's the top 5. I don't think Chris Paul is. I got to look at his numbers. He might be top 5, but he might be top 5. He might be in that number 4, number 5. But I have to look at his numbers. But to give him that label, that title, that I don't buy it. Because to do that, I think because you guys are lightening that term God. You know what I mean? I'm not lightening that term, and I believe that term is going to really pay a heavy price. So I believe, and it's not about championships, but when you give somebody that term point guard, I think he has to have won some championships. I'm sorry. And once again, it's not about championships, but when we're saying somebody's a point guard, they have to have won some championships. I understand it's a team sport. I understand it's not all their fault, so to speak. But to get that term, in my opinion, you got to win some chips. And I don't even think 1. I think you got to win 2+. Now, if you want to maybe call Isaiah Thomas that, or Magic, or something like that, that's a different ball game. But now, if I gave anybody that title, it would be Magic, because Magic won Finals MVPs. He was considered a 1-2 player in the league. Went to 9 finals, won 5 of them. So if you want to give somebody that title point guard, then I'm going to give that to Magic Johnson. No other. I know he already got his nickname and all that stuff there, but we can't tread lightly on that word. You guys like to tread lightly on words with big meanings. That's just my opinion. We can't call Chris Paul a point guard. He ain't won nothing. And once again, it's not about the championships in a normal stance. But when we're saying, when we're putting that label behind them, God, no, you got to win something, baby. And he hadn't won nothing. So I'm taking it away from him. If I have that capability, I would take it from him. And lately, he had a nice two games, I think it was, and then we giving him that label. Come on, man, make it make sense. We gonna try to do this here. Nope, right there. If that come in, but yeah, we got to take that away from him, man. Point guard now. So we're gonna move on from that. But Chris Paul cannot be considered a point guard even if he won 1 championship. I think that's that's 2 or more, 2+ all day, at least 2+ to have that title. Let's see. Can the Warriors slow down Luka? No. Flat out no. The only way the Warriors can slow down Luka is if they possibly play Draymond Green on him. And I don't want them to play just necessarily Draymond Green on him, because they're going to I think he might get in foul trouble. And he means too much to that offense for him to be getting in foul trouble trying to guard Luka. You can't put him on. I would put probably Wiggins on him. I know he weighs more than Wiggins, but I that's where I would start. And occasionally, yes, I would throw Draymond on him. You could even possibly, you don't want to get Looney in trouble and foul trouble, but maybe occasionally, depending upon the lineup that's on the floor, you can put him on. You can, if Eagle Dollar plays, you can put him on him some. You can probably put Clay on him some. He's taller and bigger than both of them, but I think Kuminga. I think Kuminga's the perfect. Yep, you got to put Kuminga on him. Kuminga has to start, I believe, and try to slow down Luka a little bit, and see what he can do. He's a big guy, big body, athletic, faster than Luka. Now Luka might outsmart him because he's been playing pro since he was 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there. So you got to watch that lineup, but I'm not putting Draymond on him because I don't want Draymond getting in foul trouble any game in this series. You can't have Draymond in foul trouble. But yes, can they slow him down? I don't think so. I mean, we're gonna have to be able to see what defensive scheme they can draw up against him. But then at the end of the day, if he goes off and nobody else can get going, is that better? I think that's probably the way you go in this series. I think that's probably the way you go instead of because what's the dude, the short dude name? Oh, I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, but he been balling, and Dinwiddie, he had a good last game. So I think I would try those two schemes. Try maybe the first half of the game and come in with two game plans. Come in and say, we're gonna let Luka get his, so to speak. Play Luka 1-on-1 and see what happens. And then if he's killing you, maybe you want to switch to letting everybody else get it. Get off and double and triple team Luka. And then maybe, I think you probably have to mix it up game to maybe even quarter to quarter, so they can't get in any rhythm and just see what's going on. You know what I mean? But we gonna be able to see. I don't think they can necessarily slow Luka down. And I want the Warriors to win it all. But I don't think they can necessarily slow Luka down. Simply because he's too big. He's balling so far. Clay and Wiggins can, you think? Simply because I just messed that up. Hold up. He's balling so far. I'm sorry. What did I do? Clay and Wiggins can, you think? I got this thing, man. Sorry, y'all. I'm typing in there, hopefully. So if you guys can type on Facebook, maybe I can see it now. But I would definitely throw Wiggins on him. You can even throw Clay on him too, simply because Clay, he isn't that super athletic. So I don't think it's really gonna matter going against Clay. And maybe Clay will be able to slow him down some. But I got Kuminga, Clay, and Wiggins. Those are three, and maybe situational basketball, I would throw Draymond on him. That's the way I would move with it. First, I think if Kuminga start, I'm starting with Kuminga, and then I'll move to Wiggins or Clay, preferably probably Wiggins. I think Wiggins is a little bigger than Clay. He's a little obviously more athletic than Clay, so I would start that way. I got my own thing on there. So somebody try to comment on Facebook, see if I can see it. Appreciate you. So we talked about Chris Paul being called point guard. We need to stop that. The Warriors, can they slow down Luka? I don't think they really can. And do the Miami Heat have enough offense to beat the Celtics? I think, man, that's a tough one, because I think the Heat typically does it by committee. So if you're doing it by committee, then that means you guys got to be all clicking on that same night. I don't think that'll happen in a 7-game series. Now, with the injuries that the Celtics have. I think the Heat can definitely beat them. So your boy number 44, the big center, he's hurt, and Smart. I'm not watching the game, but supposedly these guys are out for the day. So you take those two guys out of the equation, yes, they can beat them. You put those guys back into the equation. The only way the Heat are going to beat them is simply they're going to have to be clicking on all cylinders offensively. They're going to have to be clicking offensively and then grinding defensively as too. If any team can do it, because the Heat are deep, they could do it. And one thing about the Heat, a lot of people don't know that they have 9 free agents, undrafted players on their team. 9. Think about that. Out of 15, they have 9 undrafted players on their team. That's crazy. But the Heat will have to do it by committee. I think it's going to be too tough for Jimmy Butler to do it by himself, because them boys play some tenacious defense. If y'all didn't see what they did to KD, made KD look like a third grader. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see them. I see the Celtics winning this if they get healthy. If they get all their pieces back, I see the Celtics winning it. The only way the Heat are going to win is 2 ways. Those 2 guys, Smart and the big fella, are going to be out, or the Heat are their committee, their offensive committee, is going to be balling for 4 games. That's the only way. I think overall the Heat has more offensive firepower overall, but it's going to take all 4 of 4 of those guys to be balling offensively. So we're gonna see what that's going to happen. But that's my prediction. That's my prediction. And Patrick Beverley has been off the chain the last 2 days. So, obviously he's been on First Take with JJ Redick and Stephen A. Smith, just dropping truth bombs. See, I at first I was like, what is Patrick Beverley talking about? I actually like Patrick Beverley as a basketball player. But at first I was like, why this guy coming in like that, salty, hating, this, that, and the other? And then people be like, oh, look at his numbers, da 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 da. But that's where we got to stop. We can't continue to do that, simply because, think about it. What did Kendrick Perkins do? What did Ron Hollins used to do? What did some of these players, how many superstars do we actually have out there who are analysts? How many? So we can go back and look at all those guys' numbers that go out there and talk all that crap and see that they didn't do much in their career. But Patrick Beverley is known as a defensive player anyway. And he was known to cook Chris Paul at some camp. I forgot exactly when it was. And then, so think about it. At first, like I say, I was kind of like, what is this guy talking about? But at the end of the day, he said he called Chris Paul a cone. You do the cone drill. The cone just sit there when you know what I'm saying, do you come up, do your dribble, da da da, and make your move on it. The cone just sits there. So he called him a cone. Now, obviously, he's talking about this point in Chris Paul's career. And I agree with him 100%. But now, if you take this back 5-6 years ago, Chris Paul, because obviously I think he's the leader in steals or something like that, or at least had the steal titles. He's a 9-time All-NBA player, defensive player, this, that, and the other. So he has to be talking about the current Chris Paul. And we can say the same thing about the current LeBron. LeBron's even worse, about the current LeBron James. So we got to keep it in perspective. So just because a guy is in a Hall of Famer, we can't allow them to speak their truth. Come on, make it make sense. Just because the guys are going to be a Hall of Famer, he is an NBA player. We can't allow him to speak his truth, because the first thing you want to do is pull up his numbers. He played in the G League. He played overseas. This, that, and the other. That's okay, but we can let Kendrick Perkins talk, Ron Hollins talk, and some of these other clowns that, their career wasn't spectacular. Yeah, Chris, Perkins, Big Perk won a championship, but you can't sit up here and tell me that he had numbers to talk the way he does. Well, I don't care that he does it, but you want to say, you want to compare what his name is, Patrick Beverley, to them. Well, if you do that, they're equal. You know what I mean? We just can't. You guys just want to take it out and get mad just because he's not going with that narrative. You know what I'm saying? He went on that show and he didn't go with the narrative, and that's the problem with some people. Let's not do that. Allow this man to speak his truth, and just judge his truth off what he's saying, not judge his truth off of his numbers, off his career numbers. We're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Got to make it make sense. And we can allow some of these other guys to talk. Come on, man, Steve. We can allow analysts, forget the players. We can allow the analyst to talk who's never played the game before and scrutinize these players up and down, left and right, in and out. And then some of them, you know, they have probably have an effect on their contracts. But analysts who never played the game, but we can't listen to a guy who actually played the game. You know what I mean? We can't listen to a guy who actually got out there in the court and played the game just because his numbers aren't gaudy. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? And he's still currently playing, but he's up there speaking his truth. We got to get away from that stuff, man. We got to get away from that. Hey, man. So I love doing this. You know, I get on here and just talk my stuff. I just talk my stuff. Or my wife will be mad at me because I'm yelling. I'm in my bedroom. She'll be mad at me. No, I'm just playing. But in all seriousness, man, we got a lot of these guys to talk the truth, to speak the truth. And I love it, the fact that we're getting more actual players who play the games into the media, who's going to hopefully, like not Chris Paul, but Paul Pierce, don't follow a script. Just get up there and say what you really feel. And let's stop scrutinizing these players for saying what they really feel and getting mad at them because they don't have these crazy numbers. Now let them talk. We allow the Stephen A's to get up there and yell. We'll allow Shannon Sharp to get up there and yell. We'll allow Skip Bayless to get up there and yell. Nick Wright. You know what I'm saying? All these players, all these not even players, all these analysts who never played the game, we allow them to get up there and speak what they believe. So let's not scrutinize a player to death and get them scared after their career to come up here and speak their truth, because they're the ones in these locker rooms who actually really know what's going on in most cases. They really know what's going on behind the scenes. And they can give us gems like that. So I just believe let Patrick Beverley speak his truth, and then just analyze his truth. Don't analyze his stats based off his truth. You know what I mean? And with that being said, folks, you know what I'm saying? That's it for today. Man, I got through like 4 topics in 23 minutes. It felt good. Yeah, about 23 minutes, man. We got through about 4 topics. I'm loving it. The game is on now. I got to get back and check that out. See what's really going on. And yeah, and like I promised, we're gonna roll with this right here. Wait, I ain't got it keyed up. Let me key it up right quick. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get this keyed up, man. And this week, I told my other cousin we're gonna have some of his music on here. That fire. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some of that fire on here. So man, y'all stay tuned, man. Make this thing a Warner family event. Yeah. Hey, y'all listen to that. I hope y'all can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know. Baseline.
You see me, I see you. So what we gonna do about it? I still deliver. I just wanna be the one you remember. And be my music, dinner for 2, romantic evening to set the mood. What's on my mind to be deep in you. Girl, you know you feel it too. My time. Stand in your garden. We're gonna be all night. All night. Making no breaks till the early morning. Baby, take my time. Stand in your garden.
Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that.
Quality moments, be the little things, make life worth it. What
Make it like that.
Girl, you know that, girl, you know you got me focused. Holding hands about the riverside, rushing waves against your side. You know your love is on my mind. Tonight you'll be the
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go get that, man, on all streaming platforms right there. On all streaming platforms. Let me check Facebook real quick. Whoa, that ain't supposed to happen. Platforms right there. On all let me check Facebook right quick. I'm trying to without somebody said something about Jordan Poole doing a good job on him. I don't think so. I think Jordan Poole he don't have enough meat on him. He's not known as a defensive player at the time. So I wouldn't put Jordan Poole on him. I'll just let him be freelance to roam and do what he do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. So as we exit this thing, let me see. That's how we're gonna get up out of here.